Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the session. Can you hear me? Please confirm in the chat box. Thank you, Roja. Thank you for your confirmations. Yeah. Okay, so let's stop the chat. Yes, you are right. Okay. What's the plan for today? Cloud trial. I think we already discussed about cloud trial. I think it's an audit service. Simple queuing service. Monitoring service. Cloud trial. Cloud trial we already have discussed after RDS. Okay, so this is already discussed. Auditing service we already have discussed. Okay. Cloud formation. What's the plan for today? I will be discussing about cloud formation, followed with elastic beanstalk, followed with snowball. To start with, let's go with cloud formation. Okay. If anybody asks you in how many ways we can create the infrastructure, in how many ways we can create the infrastructure. Infrastructure is all about creating the EC2 machines or buckets or whatever it is. In how many ways you can communicate to AWS cloud and create the infrastructure? As of now, we know that there are two ways. One is the console access, where you can log in using the browser, like every day we are doing it, and then create the instances or EC2 machines or buckets, whatever it is. The second approach is command line interface. We already know it, isn't it? So we have seen how can we connect to AWS account using the CLI command line interface, and then we can also create the infrastructure using CLI. So this is the only two options what we know. There's one more option. There is one more approach using which you can create the infrastructure on AWS using the code. Infrastructure using the code. That means you have to write the code. Okay, don't think that's Java code or a Python code. That code should be written in the form of a JSON or a YAML script. These are the formats which AWS supports for creating the infrastructure. You have to write the code, assuming it's a JSON code or a YAML code, assuming that's a JSON code, you have to write the code. And when you run the code, the infrastructure gets created. Let's say if you want to create 100 EC2 machines, my dear friends, if you want to create 100 EC2 machines, one approach what we know is console access. Agree? The other approach is called as command line access. If the client, when the volumes are more, when client wants to create 100 EC2 machines or 100 buckets, when the volumes are more, 100 IAM users, identity and access manager, we have learned how to create a user. When the volumes are more, typically it's very difficult to do it from the console access. It's a tedious job. You need to go to EC2 machine, launch EC2 machine. Every time you have to follow 7 steps. One machine will be created. In that process, if you create number of machines, 100 EC2 machines will be created, but all the EC2 machines will be same operating system, same RAM, same configuration. But if your requirement is one EC2 machine is a different operating system, second EC2 machine is a different operating system, third machine should be a different RAM space, and fourth one will be different hard disk. So when it's not a homogeneous machines, it's a different types of machines. It's practically we need to repeat it again and again. It's very tedious job. Command line also to create one bucket. First, you have to write a command to make it create a bucket. You have to write one more command to make it public, and you have to write one more command to generate to upload the objects. So if you want to create 100 buckets, then the number of commands will be huge in number. That's also technically will be difficult. If you want to create 100 EC2 machines, you have to write hundreds of commands, thousands of commands. The best, easiest approach is infrastructure, creating infrastructure using the code. Write the code, run the code, write a code. If you first write a code for one EC2 machine and copy paste that code in the same file with 100 EC2 machines, and then change the operating system, change the RAM and whatever it is. Write it as a code, visualize as a code. and run that particular code. Once the code is executed, the infrastructure is created. This is more better way of managing or creating infrastructures when the volumes are high. So creating infrastructure, creating AWS infrastructure by writing the code, not the commands. Commands is CLI. Commands is different, code is different. That code is called as a JSON code or YAML code. This process of writing the code and running the code so that the infrastructure will be created is possible by using a service called as CloudFormation. So let's say you have created a code for creating for 100 EC2 machines. My dear friends, you have created a code for 100 EC2 machines. When you run the code, 100 EC2 machines will be up and running. The advantage is that you can use that code for repeated execution. If the client wants same 100 machines to be created in Singapore region, infrastructure is ready in Mumbai. The client wants it to Singapore. You don't need to rewrite the code, right? Save the code in S3, okay? Because it's a storage place, you upload the code into S3, and then or you can save it in your local machine, preferably S3, and then run the same code in the Singapore region, so it will be replicated happily. Repeated execution, because the code is ready, you can repeat it whenever you want it. When you want, client wants some changes in the infrastructure, also change the code, and you can maintain version controlling. Anyway, S3 supports version controlling. This is code at the time of infrastructure creation. After 1 month, client wants some changes, you can maintain second version of the code. Anyways, S3 supports version controlling. You can maintain different versions of the code, whichever version you want, you can rerun it in a different region. So it's always advantage, especially when the volumes are high. Especially when the volumes are high, when there are more number of instances, when the more number of buckets and now more number of IAM users, infrastructure using the code is a preferred approach. And that is possible using a service called as CloudFormation. Okay, so let's experience how exactly CloudFormation looks like. Under services, there's an option called management and governance. Under that, we have a service called as Cloud Manager. Let's log into AWS. Services. Management and governance. CloudFormation. Okay. Okay. Here in this particular CloudFormation service, you have to be comfortable with two terms. One is stack, the other one is template. You have to be comfortable with two terminologies. First terminology is stack, second terminology is template. Whenever I'm using a term template, template is nothing but the code. Code is called as template here. And when you run the template, the final output is stack. Stack is nothing but the result. Result is nothing but the infrastructure. Okay, stack is nothing but the final result. Final result is nothing but the infrastructure. Infrastructure can be EC2 machine, infrastructure can be bucket or whatever it is. Template is referred as code. Okay. So create stack is nothing but the creating the infrastructure, the final result. For creating the infrastructure, you have to create a template. Creating template is nothing but the code. Look at this, for example. I want to create stack. Stack is nothing but the final result. It could be EC2 machines or whatever it is. I go to create stack. Okay. What you have to do here, stack is nothing but the final result. You have to upload the code. That code is called as template. Specify where exactly the code is. For example, my code is there in my desktop. I have a code ready for creating 100 EC2 machines. Assuming this is the code, anything. Let's say this is the code for creating 100 EC2 machines. So you have to upload that code. That code should be, as I mentioned, it should be JSON code or a YAML code, isn't it? You have to upload it. Okay. For example, here we have an option. Can you see upload the template file? Template file is nothing but the code. And where is the code? Go to choose file. My code, let's say my code is available on the desktop. Select the code, whatever it is, click on OK, click on open and click on upload the code. When you upload the code, click on next, and when you can run the code, what happens? The infrastructure will be ready, stack will be ready. If your code is in the AWS S3, you can select the S3 URL and mention the object URL. That is nothing but the code where whenever you upload the code, you have an object URL that you can mention it here. Okay, so I don't have any code. I will show you some sample templates. Sample templates are nothing but predefined codes. Use a sample template. So these are all the different already codes are available, which helps you to create LAMP architecture or Ruby on Rails, WordPress blog, whatever you have. Okay, so I'm going for LAMP stack. Predefined templates I'm talking about. If you want to see the code, you can view it in a designer. I am not uploading my own code. I am using predefined code. This is how the code looks like. This is how the code looks like. Okay, so this is how the code looks like. So I am using a predefined code. So AWS is providing some sample codes. This is how the sample code looks like. Okay, so I am using a predefined code. So create stack, use a sample template. I'm selecting a code for creating LAMP architecture. I already have shown you the code in the designer, so I don't need to show it again. Click on next. Enter the stack name. Stack name can be anything. For example, I'm writing it as my stack. Stack name. Okay. LAMP architecture comes with some predefined database. Obviously, if you want to access the database, you have to provide the database username. Okay. So username, I'm writing it as any name, and password, I write it as my name. Database name, database user also, I'm writing it as my name, and it is a T2 small instance. Okay. Key name in case if I want to connect it, I can use an existing key pair. Click on next. Stack. I'm providing a tab. LAMP stack. Tags are optional. If you want, you can do it. I'm taking the default options just for your understanding purpose. Review the stack, review the details whether the code which you have uploaded is correct or not. Provide the detail, check whether the details what you have provided is correct or not as per the infrastructure requirement. Create stack. Create stack is nothing but the final result. So what happens when I when I mention create stack? The code in the template gets executed and the infrastructure gets created. You can see the infrastructure is in progress. I think by this time the EC2 machine will be created. That code is having that template is having a code which helps in creating the infrastructure. So you can see, I think so. By this time the EC2 machine will be ready. Look here, LAMP stack. Infrastructure is running. It just now created. It's still initializing. Did I create the EC2 machine manually? My dear friends, have you observed? Did I create this LAMP stack EC2 machine manually? No, I have not done that. Somewhere in the cloud formation series and for formation service, I have uploaded the code and I have running the stack. When I run the stack, backend the infrastructure and the corresponding EC2 machines created. If the code is having bucket, automatically one bucket will be created in the S3 service. So corresponding infrastructure will be created, and finally the result you can see creation in progress. So finally, if you click on refresh, I think the status will be still creation in progress. It will take some time. Still creation in progress. You have to take some time. So Cloud formation, my dear friends, if anybody asks you about cloud formation is all about creating the infrastructure using the code. That code will be either the JSON code or a YAML code, and you as a if you learn cloud formation, you'll understand how exactly you have to write the code. Code is nothing but a template. You have to upload the code, and then once you upload the code and when you create the stack, automatically the final infrastructure will be created. This service is called as cloud formation. Cloud formation is all about creating the infrastructure using the code. Venu, clear? Whatever I have explained about the cloud formation. You can see the creation is template. Creating is done. Hi, Venu, good evening.
Yeah, hi, Sunil, good evening.
Yes, clear about how exactly cloud formation is all about helping the clients to create infrastructure using the code. Venu?
Yes, I clear, but I'm having a existing session somewhat while creating the database. Can we select any OS or automatically?
No. It automate. You'd have no. You're talking about RDS service, right?
Yes, RDS service. You are creating a MySQL database, right?
Yes.
Yeah, while creating database, it is automatically to take or which
yes.
can
Operating system you cannot control it. It is software as a service, not infrastructure as a service. Already, that particular software is provided as a form of a service. So Venu, you will have an access to the final database, but you cannot have access to underlying operating system behind that. Okay.
If client required any OS, a particular OS only we want to install, like
that service will support you. So you will have all the assuming that you will have access to underlying OS also. So whatever the options you can see it on EC2 machine, same commands it will also run it on RDS service also. Okay.
And also in my environment, they're going to, I'm as a database administrator. In my environment, they're going to upgrade a database into RDS.
Migration of on-premises to RDS.
Yeah, Oracle to RDS actually.
Yes.
So migration going on, they're taking, they're asking dump files to us.
Okay.
So we are giving dump files. They're using.
We're talking about DBF, right?
Yes.
DBF files.
So yeah,
you're providing the database files.
Yeah, I am providing tables.
Okay.
They're updating into RDS. They are just asking to us to.
Who they in the sense AWS supporting?
In Hyderabad only one company is there. I think mine.
They are helping in migrating. I think so.
Yeah, migrating. Yes,
okay. Yes, Venu. Yes. Okay.
That is why I'm asking. OS is not.
You will have access. You can have access. RDS. You cannot have option of selecting the operating system. Okay. But you'll have whatever the options you will find it experiencing when you're installing on top of operating system. Everything you can also do it on RDS service. Okay, Venu?
Okay. Another thing also, client asking a DR setup. DR setup will be in extra cost.
Within this, obviously, it's extra cost, additional cost. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Venu.
Okay, Sunil. Thanks.
Manjusha. Can you hear me, Manjusha? You are now allowed to unmute and talk. Sudhakar Aleti.
Hi, Sunil.
Good evening, Sudhakar.
Last day, I want to thank you for your wonderful support for everyone.
Thank you.
You have taken each and every call, not whatever possible you have taken.
Yeah. So this journey of 22 days. Okay. So I hope you have before 20 days and after 20 days, you have a exposure towards how exactly AWS works and what is AWS in fact. Why my clients are going towards cloud environments. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the session.
Yeah, very much. Before that, I have done a very long back in AWS networking part.
VPC.
Yeah, and not VPC, site-to-site connectivity and all
site. Okay, you know VPC peering and all this.
Very long back.
Okay.
I forgot everything because basically I'm from a network firewall team. Okay, now presently on the SD-WAN solution.
Is it Hyderabad-based company, Sudhakar?
Yeah, I'm from Entity Data.
Okay, it is a data center, I think so, Sudhakar.
Not exactly data center here. We have data center in US, but not in.
Previously, entity is there. I think in the opposite to In-Orbit Mall. Is it the same company?
Yeah, it's the same. Before
Okay,
it is
okay.
an Intelli group.
Intelli Group.
Yeah.
They have Oracle Apps practice and SAP team.
Yeah,
More, I think so.
most of the customers are from the SAP.
And Oracle Apps, I think so.
Yeah, Oracle Apps, but slowly we are migrating to other solutions
Okay,
now.
okay, okay. You are from the security team.
No,
Firewall.
networking, security network
Okay,
security,
okay.
you can say, not dedicated to security.
Okay, okay, okay.
Especially before that
Okay.
I did, but now I want to come into the from the to cloud, because
Okay.
everyone is moving here and there.
Okay,
And now the on-prem infrastructure is also day by day is going to reduce.
slowly many clients are migrating to cloud. Even SAP clients are also migrating to cloud, as I told you, Sudhakar, isn't it?
Yeah, most of the clients are migrating.
Okay.
Just one doubt here: infrastructure as a code. Is this the same what AML and Puppet Chef all these are doing? Is this the same?
Something similar to it. Something similar to it. Puppet and Chef is more about configuration management, specialized. They are not specialized in infrastructure creation. Slowly, they are getting into infrastructure creation also. But primarily, Puppet and Ansible, Sudhakar. So
Okay.
Chef, these are all configuration management. That means already infrastructure is there. You want to do some configurations, then this kind of configuration, they are coming into configuration. But pure infrastructure development is the cloud formation, and equivalent one is Terraform. Okay.
Oh, Terraform.
Okay. Okay.
Just need to check that.
Okay, Sudhakar.
Thanks, Sunil.
Sudhakar, in few, I need some help with respect to firewall setup, Sudhakar.
Sure.
In case if I have any help, can I
Yeah,
call
yeah,
you?
yeah. You can reach me on my
Actually, I
number.
am, as I think I already told you, I already am slowly building data center, Sudhakar.
Okay.
So FortiGate firewall setting, all this, you know it, FortiGate
Yeah,
or
presently I'm
Sophos.
working on FortiGate with SD-WAN.
Okay, okay. So can I call
Cisco.
you? Can
Yeah,
my
sure.
team call you in case if I need small suggestions or something like that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I will ping you on your personal number.
Please.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Sudhakar.
Thank you, sir.
So you can see the infrastructure is ready. So that's how the infrastructure, you can see the easy to machine is also created automatically. If you don't want the infrastructure, you can remove the stack. When you remove the stack, the infrastructure will be deleted. Okay. So corresponding security group, everything will be created. Let's delete the stack. When I start deletion process, the corresponding infrastructure will be removed. So the EC2 machine will be under. Now it is running, right? And the moment I have removed deleting the stack, it triggers the termination of EC2 machines. Let's experience that. See, EC2 machine is shutting down. So it's all, if a stack is nothing but the final result, a template is nothing but the code. These two terms you have to be familiar with. Next point. You may definitely heard about the term called Terraform. Terraform is all about creating the infrastructure using the code, same like CloudFormation. CloudFormation is exclusive service of AWS, whereas in Terraform tool, it's something similar to CloudFormation, but in Terraform, you write the code, upload the code, and run the code in the Terraform. That infrastructure will be created. If you want, you can create infrastructure in AWS, the same code, where you can also create the infrastructure in Azure. It's not specific to AWS. CloudFormation is only exclusive to the AWS environment, whereas Terraform is not specific to one service provider. You can run the Terraform code in the AWS infrastructure. You can also create the infrastructure using Azure in Azure or GCP. It's not specific to one particular tool, whereas CloudFormation is exclusive for AWS. Terraform across all the cloud platform providers, including DigitalOcean, also IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, whatever it is. Okay, and it uses HCL language. Okay, HashiCorp language. So that's a quick understanding about CloudFormation and Terraform. I think we have initiated the deletion of stack. No stacks are now available. I think the stacks are in remote, so that means the infrastructure is also terminated. So all about creating the infrastructure is all about CloudFormation and Terraform. Next, quick understanding about Elastic Beanstalk. You may be heard about the term called Elastic Beanstalk. This particular service is, you have to understand this service from a developer perspective. You have to understand this Elastic Beanstalk service from a developer perspective. Okay, this is mainly used by developers. Okay, developers write the code. Assuming I'm a developer, I'm a Python developer. Okay, I have written the code. I want to build a small ticket booking application. Okay, I have built a code for creating an application. It could be a ticket booking application or as simple as that. And I want to check whether the code is perfectly running or not. Code is ready. I am let's say we are a group of 5 developers. The code is ready. Now I want to check whether the code is perfectly running. Is the application is perfectly behaving or not? To test the code, developer needs the environment. If it is a .NET code, I need a .NET environment. If it is a Python code, I need a Python environment. If it is Java code, I need a Java environment. Developers are not at all inclined for creating the infrastructure. Developers are not at all happy creating they don't worry about the infrastructure. They always worry about the developmental activities and how to achieve the client requirements. Infrastructure creation generally not inclined. So if the client asks the development team to create the EC2 machine, install Python in that and then upload the code, then they'll not tend to be ready. They depend on operations team to have the infrastructure. So the solution to fill that particular gap is Elastic Beanstalk. The beauty of Elastic Beanstalk is developers write the code, upload the code into this Elastic. They don't need to create the infrastructure, just upload the code. Upload that code into the service called as Elastic Beanstalk. The infrastructure will be created automatically. The Elastic Beanstalk is having an intelligence. Elastic Beanstalk can understand what code is uploaded. Obviously, we'll be selecting the platform. According to that, the infrastructure gets created automatically so that the application is tested. So Elastic Beanstalk is all about creating the infrastructure for the testing, for the developers to test that particular application. The objective is Elastic Beanstalk. Objective of CloudFormation is different. Objective of Elastic Beanstalk is different. Try to understand that. Many people who get confused. The objective of CloudFormation is creating the infrastructure. It's not from developer point of view. Client needs an infrastructure. Yes, they'll do it. Objective of Elastic is the Beanstalk is purely from the developer point of view, so that developers can upload their code. For example, I'm a PHP developer. Assuming I'm a PHP developer, so I have the PHP code ready for a small website. So what I can do, I can just upload my PHP code. The environment will be created, or that means the website will be created automatically. I'll show you. Look at this. Under services, under compute section, there's a service called Elastic Beanstalk. Services, compute section, Elastic Beanstalk, used for web applications. The final result is environment. There's no environment, no environments, zero environments. Create environment. This is developer will do that. Think I'm a developer. I want to create an environment. Environment is nothing but the final result. Okay. You have to provide the name of the environment and the platform. Web environment. Environment name. Let's say, for example, my application is the name of the environment, and you have to select the platform. Yes. Is the code of what I'm uploading is a PHP code, or is it Java code, or is it .NET code? Is it a Docker container? Okay. So you have different, these are the supporting environments. So let's say I'm uploading a PHP code. You have to select the right version and upload the code. Upload the code. Let's say my PHP code is available in my desktop. So I'll browse and I upload the code. Okay. So I don't have the code. Okay. So what I can do, I can use sample code, sample application. Okay. So sample PHP code AWS already provided. I'm selecting sample PHP application, PHP code, and then I'm creating the environment. So you can visualize how exactly the website looks like. So that's the beauty of Elastic Beanstalk. So Elastic Beanstalk helps the developers to test whether the code, especially used for web applications, especially used for web, how exactly that website looks like or web environment looks like. It could be Node.js, it could be JavaScript application. Okay, so that application will be created automatically. So you don't need to worry about creating EC2 missions and all those. Just upload the code environment will be created so that they can experience how exactly the PHP code is behaving. Okay. So it's all about, especially from the developer perspective, so that they can test their code. Is it satisfying the web application or not? Okay, so this will take some time for the web application to be created. Meanwhile, let's have interaction. Arjun V.
Yeah, hi. So,
Good evening, Arjun.
good evening, Sunil. Uh, my question is like previous one, right? Previous topic we just
So you're talking
uh,
about cloud formation.
yeah, cloud formation.
Yes.
So the code, who will be providing those code? And there will be
We as
developer.
a AWS infrastructure team, we have to write the code, not the developer. Okay. So as an AWS infrastructure team, if you want, if you should be in a position, if the client reads infrastructure, you using the code, you should be able to do it. So it's not the development team responsibility, because infrastructure creation is not the developer responsibility. Am I right, Arjun? Isn't it? Okay, so it's a DevOps, AWS team responsibility. Okay.
Okay.
AWS engineers responsibility to create the code and run the code so that the infrastructure gets created. Okay, Arjun.
Okay, Sunil.
Thank you. Maruti Raj. Good evening, Maruti.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
May I know when the next batch will start, sir?
Actually, next batch I want to start on 14th, but I need to go out of station, so it will start on 21st or 22nd. Okay, you will get the updates in the group, Maruti.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah,
Maruti.
thank you.
See, environment is still pending. It will take some time. All the security groups, everything will be created, I think so. See, environment, this which is a PHP application. Finally, and ultimately, what's happening here at the background, EC2 machine is created. Generally, developers are not inclined to create EC2 machine. So that solution what AWS provides from a developer perspective is upload the code, the corresponding dependency infrastructure will be created automatically. So that's what AWS is. I think the environment is already now up and running. Okay, so if you go to the environment, this is the environment, my app environment. Okay, this is the environment. So this is the environment code. You can upload, you can access the environment. This is how the website looks. This is a sample website with respect to sample PHP code. If you are a PHP developer, you upload your PHP code. This is how the website looks like. Okay, so like this, so it helps the developers to create web applications, specially used for web applications. Okay, so let's remove the environment. Terminate the environment. When you terminate the environment, the corresponding EC2 machines and dependency infrastructure will also be terminated. So that's about Elastic Beanstalk special. So Elastic Beanstalk is purely from a developer perspective to develop and so that they can experience how exactly the web application looks like. That's about Elastic Beanstalk. Next, I want to discuss about Snowball. Snowball is a data migration service. When client wants to migrate their on-premises infrastructure to AWS, okay, how AWS helps those kind of clients, especially when there are huge volumes of data. For example, client is having 1 terabyte of data, and client wants to move that particular data into S3 bucket. 1 terabyte, assuming that 1 terabyte is the client data and they want to upgrade it to move to S3 bucket, assuming 1 TB will take 1 hour of time. Okay, assuming that to migrate 1 TB of data, okay, assuming it could be images or whatever it is, it will take 1 hour time to upgrade 1 hour data. If there are 100 terabytes, if the client is having 100 terabytes, in this equation, it will take 100 hours. If the client is having 1000 terabytes of data, it will take 1000 hours. 1000 hours is a long time. 1000 hours is a long time. 1000 terabytes is 1 zettabyte. If the client is having 100 zettabytes, 100 into 1000 hours. 100 into 1000 hours. If the client is having 1000 zettabytes, 1000 into 1000 hours, that is 1 petabyte. So when the clients are having huge volumes of data, it will take months together or years together for migration. In this ratio, if the client is having 100 petabytes of data, it will take years together to just for migration itself. Zettabytes and petabytes of data, which clients will have these kind of huge volumes of data? Example, Facebook. Facebook will have huge amounts of data. How many users will be using Facebook daily? Millions of users. How many images will be uploaded in one specific day? How many images will be uploaded in one specific day of Facebook? Millions of images. If one day there are millions of images, in 1 year, how many zettabytes of data? Zettabytes and petabytes of data. So AWS never says no for a solution for this kind of huge volumes of data by using the concept of snowball. Snowball is a solution for migrating huge volumes of data. This snowball service comes with 3 variants: Snowball, Snowball Edge, and Snow Mobile. Snowball is something like an external hard disk. Okay, assuming my data is in my own data center. So AWS provides me the hard disk. So AWS sends it to the client location. So I'll be connecting the hard disk. The hard disk size will be 80 terabytes. Okay, search in Google AWS Snowball. You can see how exactly the hard disk looks like. So this is how the hard disk looks like, AWS Snowball. It's a hard disk. This hard disk is delivered to client location. So client will connect this particular hard disk using the play, like how we are doing connecting to external hard disk to our laptops. It will be connected using cables and migration happens. Okay. The size of this hard disk is 80 terabytes. If the client is having more than 80 terabytes, the solution is next version of Snowball, that is Snowball Edge. Snowball Edge comes with 100 terabytes. So only 20 terabytes of size difference. More than size, this Snowball Edge comes with a compute capacity. That means it comes with a display like a mobile phone. You can see here. Snowball Edge comes with a display. Snowball does not have any display. Snowball Edge comes with a display where in which you can see how much volume is free. How you can create a directories. You can see it's a touch screen. You can delete a particular file. You can also monitor the space of that particular hard disk, and you can verify what is the remaining space and how much full space, and all those you can monitor it. So you can edit and delete the files. You can monitor that particular hard disk. Generally, this kind of external hard disk like Snowball Edge will be used by National Geographic channels because they go team as a National Geographical team. They go out for forest shoot, which they use high resolution cameras, which will result in high volumes of data, and they need one device to store. Obviously, the advantage is they carry Snowball Edge, and then once the data gets transferred to this external hard disk called Snowball Edge, they'll be connecting the Snowball Edge to the data center, and then they can upload it to the AWS. So that's how the Snowball Edge use cases. And Snowball Edge also comes with only 100 terabytes. Snow Mobile is the next extension of Snowball Edge, where the size is extensively high, 100 petabytes. Snow Mobile is 100 petabytes of hard disk. It will be installed on the truck. It is installed on the truck, and this is how AWS Snow Mobile looks like. Moving big data cloud to Snow Mobile. So Snow Mobile is nothing but a hard disk which is installed on the truck, which has power cables and then data transfer cables that will be moved and connected to the client's on-premises infrastructure where the data happens. to be transferred to the truck, and then truck will move out of the client location and will be connected to AWS regions, and then again that will be transferred to the AWS data center. Clear? That is snowmobile. That is the snowmobile. So when clients will have huge volumes of data, AWS also provides solution by using this kind of migration services called Snowball, Snowball Edge, and Snowmobile, using that even the huge volumes of data can be migrated. Clear about this? That's a migration service. Okay. So with these 3 services, I want to end the session for the day, and I want to end the batch. Thank you, friends, for your support in delivering this training. I hope this journey of how many days? I think so it is 22 days of journey, right from day 1 to till date. I hope you had a substantial increase of knowledge with respect to AWS, and I hope you have understood how exactly AWS is, what is cloud platform, and why clients are getting migrated to cloud platform. Are you happy with my training? If it is yes, please type yes in the chat box. Thank you, my dear friends. I'll be missing you tomorrow, okay, because this is the end of the day, end of the batch, but I hope you have enjoyed the training. Okay, thank you very much for your supports. If you're happy, please share it to your friends. If you're not happy, please message me. I am planning for Terraform. I have promised I'm planning from Terraform. Okay, stay in a WhatsApp group so that I'll provide you Terraform workshop. Okay, I am preparing the content. I have promised to other batches also. So I'm not finding time. So I'll be definitely taking some time and to get ready for the Terraform. It will be 5 hours of training, exclusively writing the code and running the code so that the EC2 machines will be created on AWS environments. That's the beauty of Terraform. I want to showcase the Terraform also in my channel. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much, my dear friends. Okay, and missing you, and please refer. Okay, that's all. Okay, let's stop the chat. Okay, I am starting next batch maybe in 2 weeks. Okay, please refer to your friends, anybody. And if you want to learn more, I recommend you to learn DevOps also in continuation to this. Okay, and thank you for your support one more time. Many participants are raising their hands to have an interaction. Obviously, our focus is on device agenda. That's the reason I am unable to have more interaction, because the course content is highest priority, right? Okay, let's have 2 more interactions, or 3 to 4 more interactions. Final human interactions before ending the batch. Tanishka Chandran.
Hi.
Hello, Tanishka.
Hi, Sunil. So, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much for the wonderful session, Sunil.
Thank you.
Fabulous and excellent session.
Okay.
And I never missed except one day.
Oh, okay. Good to know that. Thank you for the.
I gained a lot of
thank you.
knowledge on it, and with the practicals, I did a lot.
Thank you for your feedback. Okay. 1 minute, I will be sending the Google review link. Okay. Tanishka,
yeah, sure.
if you're in the chat box, if you're happy, not only for you, everybody, please review my training in Google.
Definitely. Yeah. So I have one question. The DevOps, right, next batch is keep posting update. I'll try to.
Are you in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, the WhatsApp group.
So you will get the updates in the WhatsApp. Please do not leave the WhatsApp group.
So only the timing. I'm in US, so
don't worry. It will be morning 6 o'clock in India, 6 or 6:30. That will be right time for you.
6 o'clock should be fine.
Yeah.
So the earlier session was 5 and 5:30, I think so.
No, it will be now 6 o'clock or 6:30.
Yeah, that should be fine. 6:30 should be okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. You shared the detail, the Google review and WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share the feedback and review. And you did very excellent job in this training.
Thank you.
Not that easy, and it's very well committed.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tanishka. Thank you. Nice to hear you. Sajjan Kumar Shah. Sorry, you are not allowed to unmute. Okay. Vishala Samineni.
Yeah, hi Sunil.
Hi Vishala, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, Sunil. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Vishala. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sunil. It was really nice interacting with you, and it
Thank
was
you.
very useful.
Thank you very much. Please review about my training in the.
Yeah, sure.
Pick up the review link in the chat box and review my training.
Yeah, sure,
Yes, your
Sunil. I have
feedback.
one quick question, Sunil.
Yes.
Last time you were suggesting some course for Terraform, right? Xylora.
Zilora. Okay.
Can you just
in Udemy? In Udemy.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll show you. If you want to learn Terraform, I recommend Zilora.
Okay.
Okay. Look at this. Zilora is a trainer.
Okay.
Search his courses. Okay. So. Terraform Associate. I think this is correct. Okay. Terraform for the absolute beginners with no, this is not Zilora. So search for Zilora with respect to Terraform. Okay, Vishala.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and I have sent you the Google review
Yeah,
link.
sure,
Not
right.
only you, to everybody, my dear friends. Please review in Google. Thank you. Karthik Ravi. How are you, Karthik? Vasu. Good evening, Vasu.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Vasu. How are you?
Fine, sir. How about you?
Thank you, Vasu. I'm fine, thank you. You're from which place?
I'm from Visakhapatnam, sir.
Okay. How is the training?
Very nice, sir. You are teaching very well.
Thank you.
Before joining the session, I don't know anything about AWS, sir. From last 20 days, I am attending your sessions daily. I get some knowledge on AWS.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very
Sir,
much.
I need a recordings of these classes. How I do?
You are in the WhatsApp group now already?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll post you. That's the last class. I'll post you one more time the payment link. You have to pay 999 in case if you want the recordings of this particular batch right from day 1 to till day. Okay, all the recordings you'll get it. Vasu. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Vasu.
Sir,
DevOps will also start. Okay, as I told you, I'm going out of station for a marriage. So next week, AWS will start on 21st or 22nd, and then on 5th or 6th, the DevOps will start. Okay. Okay, Vasu.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I have sent the Google review link in the chat box. Please review. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Terence. Let's end with international participant.
Good evening, Sunil. It was a great journey going through the AWS Solutions Architect course. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Terence. Thank you for your feedback.
I wasn't able to attend all the days, but I'm looking forward to the next batch, and I'll really dedicate time to be on it every day.
Okay. As you are in the WhatsApp groups, you will get the updates in the WhatsApp group. Stay tuned.
So my question is the WhatsApp group, is it the same for Solutions Architect and DevOps?
Yeah. No, in the AWS groups also, you get the updates, okay, of all our courses, Terence, okay?
Okay. Because I wanted to know if the DevOps has a separate WhatsApp group.
No, you get the updates of DevOps in this AWS group also, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you all. It was a wonderful journey, and stay tuned for the updates about our trainings. And then if you want DevOps, you can join. So please stay tuned in the WhatsApp group. And also I am planning for Terraform, as I mentioned, the workshop. So stay tuned. Okay. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Review my training in the Google Drive, in the Google using the link I have mentioned just now in the chat box. Okay. Thank you all. Bye everybody. Thank you.